Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? It is your boy Shazman21, and I'm back with another lit YouTube video. Now, for this one, I got a lot of things to say because, as someone that's been, a nerd for a very, very long time, pretty much since I was born, like when I came out of my mom's womb, what I'm saying? Like, I was pretty much already a nerd, just like, recognize a lot of other things while I was existing somehow, like in the like span of like a minute. I just remember like, oh, there's Dragon Ball Z. I know that show for whatever reason, even though I just existed. But anyways, for this video, I really want to talk about my life as a black nerd. As you can pretty much tell from my hat and even my Goku shirt or whatnot, that yes, I am indeed a nerd. Or obviously, you can probably tell by my amazing, nice little fashion glasses that are not prescribed. I can see. Yeah. If you were to say something like, "Oh, what's a finger that you're holding in the back of your back or whatnot," like what finger you're holding up in your back, I might probably say 4, 5, or 7. And I might probably guess it right. I don't know. But yeah, I can see clearly, weirdos. Anyways, um, yeah, my experience being a nerd is sometimes pretty good, sometimes pretty bad. So I'll definitely say, there's pros and cons to that. And, my experience, since, I am a black nerd, it is going to be completely different than, anybody else. Because, it's unique and it's a little different, but it's still technically the same thing. Because a lot of us nerds, you know, especially like way back, before social media from like the 2000s and even, the 90s, 80s, 70s or whatnot. Now for me, you know, it's the 2000s because I was born in 2000. So the only thing I can remember is from when I was a child and as a teenager was in the eras of, the 2000s and the 2010. So, or tens or whatever. Um, yeah, my experience when I was like a nerd was interesting, to say the least. Um, I was picked on a lot. I wasn't quite accepted because I was the weirdo, and yeah, it was just be a lot of things. And even when I try to like share my interests with like some few people, what I'm saying, like that weren't assholes about it. I had some few people that like, I share some of my like fascinations, from like, pro wrestling and animes or cartoons with like a few others that were like really cool. And I forgot his name, but I was like really cool with him because like me and him used to like um, be in the same grade or whatnot. And I think it was his third grade. And I remember me and him would talk about like, what was it? Dota B, and he was also a massive John Cena fan, and he also had such an amazing what you call it oh, he had an amazing John Cena figurine that was like so cool. I think I still have it somewhere. uh, I I don't know. I probably have to double check because I might probably be able to show it to you guys. But it looked really amazing. So if somehow the guy is actually watching this video, hey dude, how's it going, man? I hope you've been doing all right. It's been a long time, and I'm so sorry if I don't remember your name, dude. But it's just like it's been a long fucking time, dude. But I'll be doing all right, bro. But otherwise, yeah, just it was an interesting experience again. I was able to make some friends. I was also kind of fighting a lot of other people because I was pretty rebellious too. I ain't gonna lie, from some people because like they just were just always teasing me about like how I speak, how I act, and just because I used to stutter a lot. Now I still do sometimes, right now, in case you guys don't quite notice, but um, I do stutter a lot, and well, I used to when I was a lot younger, and I would normally just not say a lot of things and just be sometimes just mute, like kind of like a silent protagonist, right? It's just like they don't really say much, but when they do, it just adds weight. So that's kind of I still kind of am like that to this day, where sometimes I just don't want to like just talk at all and just let it be, but you never know. But Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I've had some people even somehow say that, I talk white or I speak properly or I'm into that weird stuff. Like some other people would always continue to say like, "Oh, you're into that weird anime stuff," you know, you're a grown person or whatever, and you're into cartoons. You watch SpongeBob or whatever, and it's like, so, yeah. Even at my current age, 22 years old, I almost at 23. Although yes, I am about to be turning 23 this year, but I'm just saying like, um, when people just like say some stuff like, "Oh, you you watch weird stuff," it's like, yeah, I do. I watch a lot of horror stuff. I watch a lot of animes, as you can tell, even my hair. I got this at Comic Con. I have another one too that's in my room. That's Zorro, and I'm trying to figure out where I can put these two bad boys. But right now I'm just sending this one on my office. But yeah, I got this at Comic Con, by the way. But yeah, which I'll get into here in a minute with Comic Con. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm into a lot of really dope stuff. Yeah, I'm also into pro wrestling. I'm also into um, MMA, um, combat sports, NBA, NFL sometimes if they get it right. Um, European football at times. Depends on the situation, but yeah, I'm just like into like so many fascinating things. Even I'm such a nerd with fitness sometimes too. Now I'm not a complete expert on that because hypertrophy and all that is like that's still not my biggest strong suit because I don't quite know the muscles quite well because I'm trying to really focus on getting fit and I'll get into that later, but otherwise, yeah, just my experience with that has been kind of interesting because, you know, on one hand, it's pretty cool to have certain like-minded friends that like the same thing, but also at the same time when people, especially like back in the 2000s and even 2010 to a certain extent, you know, you would get made fun of for being weird or not even just weird, but just like liking some weird stuff, like being a nerd, like liking comic books and all this other stuff, because like that's not like the cool thing. Like the cool thing at the time was, sports or for us black kids like growing up, it was like NBA or pro wrestling or rap or something like that. Like don't get me wrong, I like those, but it was just like my niche has always been and will always will be anime and nerd stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been like my passion, and sometimes I had to hide my interests a few times because I didn't want to get picked on all the time, but you know that's how it is, and you know it did suck. It really, really did at times, and you know, it's really weird. High school, I would have to say it was different. I mean, I wasn't really being necessarily made fun of, albeit that one time when someone said some shit about like me running like Naruto. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was a little weird, but hey, the Naruto run looked pretty cool. Hey, it always looks pretty cool. All right, yes, it doesn't have actual functions, but hey, let the kid dream, man. Like seriously, but yeah, I remember doing that when I had like a Pikachu hat. Oh boy, oh boy, and I also remember I got like a bit, a bit of a notoriety when I did like that. Kamehameha, like Goku on Dragon Ball Z, where he always busts out that Kamehameha. No matter well, not no matter what, because he always has different techniques. But I'm just saying when every pops that up, it's gonna be a special deal. You know what I'm saying? Especially that time when he did that. What was it? Final Kamehameha to Cell, where he just like he was like in one place, charging it up, and so was like, oh, he's not gonna catch me. I'm gonna destroy this planet. Ah! And then like freaking Goku just pops up, literally out of nowhere on some like red orange shit, and but anyways, that's what I did too, and I did got some notoriety, and sometimes some people were making fun of it because why the hell not? But surprisingly, I got popular from that. Literally. Which is crazy to think about. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I'll be going to sleep here a little later because I'm recording a video, but it doesn't matter. The show must go on. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Surprisingly, I did got popular, especially from my dancing that I was also doing too. But I ain't gonna do too much on that. I'll be like, I had some like interesting like dance battles which were fucking awesome. Yes, I did win some, and I also did lose some, but I really just enjoyed just like a little bit of competition, and sometimes really like showing off like, ooh, what you got, homie? You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my best friend Eric for this one because like, we did have like a little bit of a dance battle, and I think this was been like in our junior year when we were like in prom, we would like dance, and there was like so many people that were like seeing that, and he will always keep saying like, "Oh, he beat me. He beat me." No, he didn't. He never did. Yeah, I'll give him credit though. He did got some good moves, but he never won. Never. Even the people that were right there, just seeing me and Eric do our thing, clearly see that I won. Until like some other guys wanted to jump in, which was cool, but I was just like, we're having a dance battle. Like, go do your own dance battles elsewhere, you normies. Normies. Wow. But anyways, where was that? Oh yeah. It was a different experience. Like, it was different, and yeah, when I was like a lot younger, especially back in the day when I was like a kid or whatnot, say like between the ages of what 5 or even 4 years old to I think 9 or 10, because then at that particular point in time, I kind of stopped going to school because like it just got like bad. And I pretty much spent most of my middle school homeschooled. So that's why I didn't really get the middle school life, which honestly I'm glad because like, oh boy, if I ever made it to like public middle school, yeah, no, it would suck. But I would get into that another time. But otherwise, just from my experience being like a nerd or whatnot, especially a black nerd, myself, or blurred, if you guys want to say. I mean, I'm cool with blurred or nerd. I don't care. I usually just use nerd or black nerd to describe myself sometimes, alternate as well, because I like that dark shit, you know what I'm saying, dark shit, streetwears and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, it was a interesting experience. I keep saying interesting experience, but again, it really was, because like it was different, it was unique. And yeah, I had some like moments where some people have made fun of me because of it, because of how I speak, and also because of just the stuff that I'm into or whatnot, and just all this other interesting stuff. And especially back in the 2000s, because like, oh boy, was it like pretty hard. Like, I think there's been like some few nerds that like were like a lot older than me, that were like, I don't know, was it they were like fifth grade or middle school or high school, that had to like deal with some like horrible shenanigans. Majority of the time, just like people just straight up telling them that they're gay because they are into like the weird stuff, which is just really like, what was it like? What's the metaphor here? Just like that came literally out of left field. There we go. That's what I meant to say. But otherwise, that just like came out of left field. I'm like, wait, what? So I'm gay for liking the nerd stuff, even though being gay also means happy and also liking a man. But whatever. It's just like, so like, I mean, the real definition is like really liking a dude or whatnot, and more importantly, you want into the dude instead of just like necessarily like watching it. But then again, it's like, even if you are a nerd and you're whatever, it's like it's different. But like I said, it's just like it was silly though. It really was like silly if you really think about it. But the time period was, again, the 2000s, and whatnot. And they were definitely wild. And I could never imagine how it would have been like in the 1990s, in the 1980s, and like a lot, earlier, like the 70s or 60s or whatever. Like I'm sure even back in those time periods too, I'm sure like if there's like any nerds that like were born or was like in the eras of like the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s might just like probably comment on here and just like talk about their experience, which I would appreciate because hey, we're all nerds here, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'll definitely want to like get the insights on that, but I could definitely sort of imagine like it probably was a lot worse because it wasn't cool to be a nerd. It really was not for a lot of reasons because it was different, it was weird or whatnot, but I don't know. I just thought to myself like, nah, being a nerd's kind of cool, but it can come with a drawback because like sometimes people might not understand. Some normal people will be like a little weirded out with that because they're like, oh my god, there's too much stuff going on. Or sometimes you go a little like all over the board with like the stuff that you're passionate about. As you can probably tell by my weeb talk episodes, like sometimes I'll just go like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But because it's just that I'm passionate about it, so that's why I'm just like going like deep into it. You know what I'm saying? And even having to repeat myself on that because it's just like it means a lot to me. But yeah, it's just being a nerd, man. It's cool, but can also have its drawbacks. And when it comes to like getting a relationship, it's dependable, but I would have to say in my experience, I was able to get a girlfriend, surprisingly. Although in that case, it wasn't really a great relationship, so I can't really say I didn't have the best types of healthy relationships, unfortunately, which I wish I had, but it. I was a teenager. I don't know. I was young. I still am, but I'm just saying like that to me was like that's like very young. I'm just like you know I was young, dumb, stupid, and horny, like all the time. Again, I still am. It's just that it's not all the damn time. Like I have other things to do, but otherwise, it's just that being able to get a relationship was surprisingly interesting, and there has been some girls that were interested in me too, especially black girls too. Like I know like in some like videos too that some like nerds have like said like, oh, my experience with a black woman has been like horrible at times, and I can understand and somewhat sympathize with that because I've also kind of had some fair share of moments with some black women that just straight up like like are just horrible people at times. But nah, I think in my experience it's been pretty good. I mean, sometimes mid, kinda, but it's never been like super bad where it's just like I hate black women. It's like it never really went to that whatsoever. It was just like I like what I like, and there was some like black girls that were kind of cool with me. I mean, I don't know, especially when I was a kid. It was just like I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about girls all the time when I was a kid for obvious reasons because I was a kid, and I was more focused on other things. I mean, yeah, a little bit by maybe having thoughts of maybe having a GF, but how I thought it would be like just still like a friend, but it's a girl, I guess. I don't know. It was different, but it still was like essentially that. But yeah, I had crushes here and there, but it was interesting. But yeah, online dating wise, I mean, still sucks ass. Still does. It just nah. That's all I gotta say. Like I'm not even getting into too much details on that, but yeah, dating wise as a nerd, it's pretty good. Like, would I want to eventually get into a relationship with an amazing woman? Absolutely, and maybe possibly an amazing nerd woman that might be out there. Absolutely. Like wherever she's at in this world and whatnot, hey, come hit your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Cause I've been lonely. I've been trying to find myself a real waifu, and I hope that's you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This is just well, not I'm saying anymore, but like, I don't know what I'm saying about like the whole like relationship thing, but otherwise, I'm I'm pretty good with it. Just right now, I'm just kind of focusing on stuff like this, and just trying to get my brand up. You know what I'm saying? TSNE, TSNF, and TSNG that I will be doing at some point this year. I just haven't got into like the mechanics of like the gaming part yet. Not yet though. Like, um, I do want to start streaming at some point, maybe on Twitch, but we'll see. But anyways, that's gonna be for another time to talk about. But otherwise, yeah, my experience as a black nerd is pretty interesting. You know, there's been quite a lot of good, and sometimes not so many great things. But hey, it's completely different, and you know, I'm sure that there's plenty of other nerds that have like completely different experiences than I am. But all I gotta say is like we do have shared common is that we did get picked a lot because of just of our intelligence. Sometimes our well spoken manner, or sometimes nerdy manners. Like with a higher voice. Sometimes um, mine's is well a deep voice, obviously, but otherwise it's just like it's pretty good. I still take pride in the fact that hey, I am a nerd by heart. Like that will never be, taken away. And you know, just like you can't take away a hood nigga, and also like you can't take away a goth person. You can't always take a nerd out of anybody, because you know what, this is staying no matter what. Like even if I take the glasses or take this off, or I don't know, take this bracelet off and doesn't take up my shirt. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Hey. PG. All right, you weirdos. Yeah. Trying to see my six pack abs. Look at it in my eyes. I am more than my abs. Okay. But anyways, even without all these accessories that I just take it off, I'm still a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Like I will never ever be taken away, ever. Like this is staying regardless. But anyways, let me put my stuff back on real quick. Boom and boom. Anyways, I think this video has gone on quite a bit of time. Um, I might probably make another one where I actually want to do like a reaction to this like really interesting video about your does like uh, I don't know, I don't know how like say the title correctly, but it's just like do goth people date the goths and stuff like that, and just like getting like a really great insight by this like really wonderful creator that you guys should definitely like check out and stuff. Like she makes some really interesting gothic content that I've been seeing a little bit lately. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been liking some bit of goths. You know what I'm saying? Like just because like the aesthetic, and also just its culture. It's pretty good. Like I could tell like it's pretty interesting. And as someone that's like interested in a lot of stuff and weird stuff as well, because I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like I could definitely relate to like a lot of things that she has said with her video, especially with like dating wise and whatnot. Oh, as a matter of fact, before I wrap this up, I want to talk about this like fetishization, of course, that nerds do face, and more importantly, like black guys and also black nerds or not, where it's just like we do get fetishized for a lot of things, especially for the physical attributes that we have, like what's down here, what I'm saying, like if you're rocking a the BBC network, what I'm saying, like if you're rocking something like that, then you are a attractive man, or the word chocolate or whatnot. Like I ain't gonna lie, man, that's kind of weird. I don't know, it's just sometimes when I see that, I'm just like, well, not a lot of us have a BBC network, and we don't like to be preferred to be called chocolate, because chocolate is a food, and we're not foods. We're a human being with just so happen to be of a darker tone. But I'm just saying, it's just like it it can get weird. It really can get weird, and this weird fetishization, like, oh yeah, I want you to, babysit network me or whatnot. And I'm just like, okay. And it's usually like white girls that be saying some like really weird stuff. Even though like that what was it, Facebook dating app, where it's like, I'm gonna say her name or whatever, but it's just like this particular lady um was interesting. Um, Thankfully not a Karen. Well, maybe, I don't know. She's kind of a stripper, so take it as you want to take it. But when she said like, oh, if your thing is not 6 inches or above, then I don't want to talk to you. I date black men only. I'm like, what? Like, I get that that's like your preferred preference, and you want to like do whatever, do as much as you will, but to just like completely just say like, oh, I only date black men only, I don't fuck with anything else, these like white whatever's, it's like, okay, no, 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 definitely not. And I can see why some like, goths don't really like the term, big titty goth GF, because that's a bit much too. It's like, okay, dude, you only like this because of wanted to fuck them, which I guess, I mean, if you guys want to, fine, but again, you should also just treat them as a person, just as much as like, again, you should also still treat a black man, black woman, or whatnot as people, because at the end of the day, we're people. All right, we're not objects for obvious fucking reasons. But otherwise, it's just like, yeah, just specialization. No, definitely not. I don't really like pet names sometimes. I mean, it's interesting when you're in a relationship. I don't mind, the baby or whatnot. Not duh, DABBY or whatever the rap word. I'm talking about like baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, calling your significant other like baby, or sweetheart or whatnot, like stuff like that. And I like that, but it's just like, other names like, you know, well, no, I'm gonna say that for not safe for work video, but TSNE plus exclusive content, but yeah, just specialization, nah, not worth it. Anyways, I think that's been going on a little longer. I'm gonna go ahead and actually in this recording here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about my experience as a nerd, especially as a black nerd that grew up in the 2000s and grew up in the 2010s, and still now as a proud nerd that's into a lot of stuff, and just pretty cool. So yeah, just let me know if you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, if there's any fellow nerds out there that want to comment on this video about anything, let me know. If you also enjoyed this video, and also for the older nerds out there too, like hey, I'll be young brother out, with some like insights about how was it like back in your day when you was a nerd. Like, was it a good thing? Was it a bad thing? Because I'm sure like even like the older folks, I'm saying, like the old nerds, the old heads, what I'm saying, probably has like some insights of like how life was when they were young, back when they were our age, what I'm saying, having to navigate through life before the internet. I mean, technically speaking, I knew life before the internet because I did, 2000 and technically 2010, although early 2010, not later. But I'm saying like, um, yeah, I remember like before the internet, and it was different, albeit just like some people were in your face with it, some people were just like whatever. Whereas like social media is just like anybody can talk that smack, no matter what, and say some like really fucked up shit. So yeah. Whereas like in real life, it varies. But anyways, I think that's all I gotta say. And it's almost 30. At this point, it's already a 30-minute video. But anyways, this nice little video of me explaining how is it like to be a nerd and stuff. And hey, I'm still gonna be nerding out pretty much until the day I die. So hey, you know what? I'm gonna still do my thing. You know, I'm still gonna make some Wii Talk episodes as I always am. I'm still gonna be watching anime. I'm still gonna be watching SpongeBob. Like, come on now, come on now. SpongeBob is awesome. I'm still gonna love my Shreks. I'm still going to love comic book. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know Spider Man. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I'm still gonna be a nerd, regardless of what anybody else says about who I am and what I shouldn't or what I should or shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have their opinions on anybody or even have opinions on me, but I just like keep it going because you know what? I know who I am. I know what I want in life, and I'm just gonna just keep at it. So and the words of coming up from um, Mega Drill or Girl Logan, we're gonna drill through the heavens. You know what I'm saying? And like, just who in the hell do you think I am, or who the hell do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming out, and I'm here to drill a hole through the heavens. It's a silly quote, but that just means like, hey, Kamina is like always gonna be himself, regardless of what anybody else thinks of it, and that's like always something that I always like about Kamina, and of course, rest in peace to him because like he was such a great legend, and also died way too goddamn young too, bro. But he was still awesome. Like he was the great big brother to Simon, the main character and all this other stuff, and just he was a dope dude. He really was, and he just like taught us that it is okay to express yourself however you want to express yourself. Like no matter what you're wearing. Hell, you could be wearing a maid outfit and you're still manly as fuck. But anyways, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Oops, sorry about that. I had a bit of a lag there. I don't know if you guys like seen that, but yeah, I had an unfortunate lag there, but otherwise, I guess that's aside to like probably just go anyways. But anyways, this is your boy Shazman21. Sign out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys, whenever you're watching this, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever, just do your thing, keep being you, no matter what, and just stay striving. My brothers, my sisters, and they thems, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, peace, love, and positivity to all, as always. And I will see you guys in another video by your boy, Shazman21. And we out here. Peace.